Okay, so we are now on the second part of our Google Sheets CRUD series. Okay, and we are going to have now the topic on how are we going to retrieve records from Google Sheets. Okay, so in our previous video we have the C or the create. Okay, so we have added students into our Google Sheets. So now we're going to have the R. Okay, so we're going to retrieve the records from Google Sheets. Okay. So here from code.js, so I'm going to create a function. I'm going to call it get students. Okay. So I'm going to retrieve all students. So again, same procedure actually. Okay. So we're going to get first is going to create a spreadsheet. Okay, with the ID, then the sheet, then next is, okay, we are not going to append, but we are going to get, first is going to get the range, okay, range, sheet dot get data range, okay, get data range is going to get from A1, okay, all records or all cells that contains data. Okay, so from there it is going to get from there until E6. Okay, from A1 to E6. Okay, so if ever we have an additional record here, it is going to get from A1 to E7 and so on. Okay, so that's what get data range works. Okay, so then I'm just going to have it values is equal to range dot get values. Okay, so here it just get the range of those cells that contains data and get values from the range. It is going to get the data, okay, contained with each of the cell, and they are going to be contained in an array. Okay, then we are going to return the values or the records. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to return them stringify. Okay, so I'm going to pass them as JSON, okay, a string, and later on from sheet.html, so I'm going to convert them back to array, then display them. Okay, so next is we are going to update our display, because what will happen is that we are going to display the records after a record has been added. Okay, so I'm going to have sheet.html. Okay, I'm just going to have it here. Function, I'm going to call it update display. Okay, so I want you to take note that we have here the body of the table. So we have here now our headers. As you could see, we have here our header. Okay, then we have here our table body. Okay, so for the body, so I have named it table body. Then we're going to add rows and data columns into our here. Okay, so first var table body, okay, is equal to document that get element by ID, then it is table body. Okay, so I get now this one here, table body, then okay, so table body that inner HTML. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to inner Okay. So what I'm doing is I am emptying, since we are going to update. Okay. So I'm going to empty the body of the table. Okay. Then I'm going to form an HTML that is going to then to be added to as the inner HTML then of table body. Okay, so I'm just going to be a var. I'm just going to call it my HTML is equal to blank. Okay. Then I'm going to call google.run the with success handler dot get students. Okay. Then for the callback function, so we have here a function, then for the response. Let's say just call it students, okay? Because it is going to return, as you can see here, it is going to return the students. Okay? If students, meaning if ever there is a value returned, okay, else, then I'm just going to have an alert. No students found. Okay, but if ever there are, so therefore we are going to loop through our list of students. Okay, so I'm going to have here students is equal to since it is in a JSON format, so JSON.parse, so I'm going to convert it back to array. Okay, students. Then we are going to create a loop. Okay, for I is equal to. Now I'm going to start with 1. It is because the first row here are the headers. Okay, so since it is returned in an array, so therefore the first row is 0, then we have 1. Okay, so don't be confused, because in our Google Sheets it always starts with 1. But since we have read and returned these records into our web app in a form of an array, so therefore this is 0 and this is 1. So we're going to start with 1. Okay, so is equal to 1, then I is less than students dot length, then I plus plus. Okay, then first is going to create a row is equal to document that create element, then we aim to create tr. Okay, then row that inner HTML is equal to, okay, I'm going to use the backtick. Okay, so that I could have multi-line. Okay, so for each of the row is we are going to create a TD, okay, a row or a column, okay, table data slash TD. Okay, and each of the TD here is we are going to have the students, then the I. Okay. Now, this is what I want you to take note. Okay? So, this is 1, but then first column. 1. Okay, if I'm going to have it this way. So, this is 1, comma, 0. Okay? This one here. That is 1, comma, 0. And this one here is, we have 1, comma, 1. Okay? Meaning, first, in this case, okay, the first row, first column. Actually, this is the second row. I mean, 1 is second row. Okay, because we are having here. We're having it here. Okay, so second row, first column, second row, second column, second row, third column, and so on. Okay, so therefore, this is a two-dimensional array. Okay, so it should be I, then, comma, or that is 0. Why? Because this is now for the ID. Okay, that's for the ID. Then next, name, address, birthday, and course. One. Okay. Okay. Then dot append child the row. Okay, I think this is enough. Okay. So I want to call um, update display every time we are going to add a record. Okay, so this is to add a record. Then if ever it is successfully added, so I'm going to call update display. Okay, and also I want it to be called on the very first run of the page. Okay, so therefore from here, document that add event listener. So we are going to add when the DOM content is loaded. Okay, function update display. Okay, so once the page is loaded, so we are going to call update display so that the current content of the Google Sheet will be displayed into our page. Okay, so let us try. Then, okay, as I'm going to refresh, the records must be displayed here if there are no errors. Okay, so refresh. Oh, we have an error with success handler. Okay, Google that script. Okay, save, refresh. No error. So we have here now the files or the records. Okay, so I should remove all of these. Okay, so as you can see here, we have now our records. I'm just going to have mm, okay, a simple style. Okay. Then I'm going to format them. Okay, for the date, I'm going to format that. Um, okay, so I have copied this one from the web on how we're going to format our date. So I'm going to send a date string. I think this is my date. Format date. Save. Okay. So that's how are we going to retrieve our records. Okay, so first from code.js. Okay, so we have here the new command. So first we get the data range. Okay, it is going to return the data range for all cells that contains data. Okay, then we get the values and return it to our web app. By the way, I'm going to try to add some more record. Then it should be automatically added into our table there. Okay, for the ID. Okay, so for names we have Maris, then address, Davao, birthday December 4, then course BSN, then submit. Successfully added. Okay, so we have here now the record of Maris. Okay, so next is we're going to have our records deleted and updated. Okay, so we're going to improve this page on our next videos.